And good evening, all. What's going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of SmackDown Live of the April 17th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live and the second day of the Superstar Shakeup. And wow, do I gotta say, SmackDown picked up some pretty big names, I shall say. Last night, when we watched the Raw edition of the Superstar Shakeup, Raw seemed to just get a lot of the low card it's a couple bigger names for SmackDown Live, but a lot of more low card guys from SmackDown Live. So I'm just like, wow, who could have possibly we got in SmackDown could have gotten in return. But man, did now last year I felt like Raw took almost all of SmackDown's biggest stars, and SmackDown got all the struggling ones that under Ryan Ward's writing could have definitely improved from being on SmackDown Live and definitely benefited from it. But unfortunately, with them being under Road Dogg's writing, that wasn't the case. But now with some of the big names that SmackDown Live received tonight, man, there was only two moves that SmackDown did that I'm just like, why would you do that? Only two moves really that they really did. But other than that, I think SmackDown Live is stacked again, especially the tag team division. Man, is that division stacked now, pretty much. No offense, Raw's tag team division is a joke now compared to SmackDown. It's if you thought SmackDown was dangerous before, I thought maybe the Usos or the New Day would move over to Raw. One of the two of them, they're both staying. And then SmackDown got three tag teams. One of them, could benefit from being on SmackDown. The other one is already very well established and could maybe split up. Don't know. But man, and we had a return tonight also. Who's a guy out from injury for a while. We'll talk about that. But a lot happened on SmackDown Live tonight. And, of course, there'll be three polls this week. So if you're following along on Twitter, the grade for SmackDown Live, what showed you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live, and who was the big winner from the Superstar Shakeup, Raw or SmackDown Live? We will get right into that. And, but first, before we get started, I will lay out, again, who did I predict who would come over to SmackDown Live from Raw? So my predictions for that were I thought it was going to be Alexa Bliss, The Bar, Bayley, Big Cass, The Club, Elias, Finn Balor, Jeff Hardy, Mickie James, and Seth Rollins. Now, let me see. For Raw, I got one, somewhat of a second one because Chad Gable came over, but just him, not Shelton Benjamin. So I'll say that one 2, 3, somewhat Rui for 4, 5. I got 5 out of 10. Well, I'd say, I got partial, 4 or 5 out of 10 for Raw. And for SmackDown, let me see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. So my predictions were way off. Of course, there's a lot more trades that happened than I thought. And some of them, geez, how did they manage to pull off that trade for something like that? It's just not really even out at all. But yeah, so SmackDown, I'd say, is a very watchable show. Again, Raw, is still all right. But I feel like the depth on SmackDown Live got stacked up big time again, especially the tag team division. But of course, let's get right into the review as always. Of course, we'll go through again, who was drafted over from what brand, and just talking about, all those details as well. So let's get started here. We had a recap of Shinsuke Nakamura, refusing to give an answer to why he did he attacked AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and then he disrupted the main event. AJ came out. He tells everyone that you can talk about a man through his failures, and that's the case. He thinks they found out everything he needs to know about Shinsuke Nakamura. He dreamed about having the match they had with him at Mania, and what happened? Styles was successful, and Shinsuke failed, and he showed his true colors. Nakamura is just not an artist. He's a con artist. And last week, he should have been celebrating, but instead, he was only thinking about retribution, about paying Shinsuke back. Instead, he was he was presented with an opportunity, a real dream match against Daniel Bryan last week, and Nakamura shows true colors again and ruined the match. So AJ isn't letting this go. He's not leaving the ring until he can confront Shinsuke. And he knows that Shinsuke forgot how to speak English all of a sudden, but he's not down here for a conversation. He's out here for a fight. So he calls Shinsuke a two-faced coward and demands he comes out to fight him. And of course, we hear Aiden English clear his throat, so I'm just like, oh boy. So here he comes again. They're going to feed Rusev to somebody else, make him lose again, because that's all they're making Rusev do more is lose, because Rusev Day is getting over. So they come out, and Aiden English explains that Nakamura is on vacation anywhere but Providence, and AJ's game to fight Rusev instead. So at first, about to get a match here. It was AJ Styles versus Rusev. Match was just very short and pointless. It ended with Aiden English just coming in like dying a couple seconds in after Styles had the calf crusher on Rusev, and Aiden English gets in there, and they just started beating down on AJ. But then out of nowhere, out came Daniel Bryan to make the save, and he so it pretty much set up for a tag team match, Holla Holla player for the main event later on today, which was made official in the next segment, which is Shane McMahon backstage with Paige, who once again looking fun as heck tonight. She came up to him as she's the new SmackDown Live general manager, replacing Daniel Bryan, who resigned due to wanting to be able to be a full-time wrestler again. They wish her a happy shakeup, and Shane mentions how good it is to see Bryan back in the mix. She quotes Teddy Long and makes the tag match for the main event later on. And Shane reminds us that The Miz returned to SmackDown Live by Daniel Bryan's request, and Paige gives him a quick Teddy Long holla holla and leaves. So we're still wondering who the heck is coming over. We didn't really get anybody yet over in the Superstar Shakeup, so I'm like, okay, interesting. We'll see what happens. Then we have Shelton Benjamin coming out, though, making his entrance. And Shelton Benjamin is now alone now because Chad Gable was drafted over to Raw as a single star, where he will start his singles career. Again, not too sure how I feel about it. I'm a little bit worried about this because I'm worried that Chad Gable may get lost in the shuffle. But then again, they drafted so many low card players from SmackDown Live, so maybe these guys will get some opportunities on Raw with some of the more established talent on there to eventually grow and become an asset to the company as well as single stars. So Benjamin comes out and he says on Twitter he saw great things for Chad Gable, but his Twitter got hacked. He would never say anything like that. He no longer needs Gable. Correction. He never needed Chad. Chad needed him. But what he needs is the respect he deserves and the championship opportunities he's owed and the chance to remind everyone that he's one of the biggest threats on SmackDown. So he had a chat with Paige and asked for some real competition, and he means big competition, pretty much, an open challenge that he issued out. So I guess Benjamin's going to be a heel single star. So I'm wondering now maybe this will lead to, because I'm working on my Backlash predicted match card tonight, which I got. There's 3 more matches I'm going to add to, then I'll finish that tonight. So I'm wondering maybe you'll have like a pre-show match or something, like Gable and Benjamin going at each other, since Gable just pretty much just took some shots and just talk crap about Chad Gable or anything like that. So anyways. So at first, Randy Orton comes out for his competition. He's not even halfway down the ramp yet, and his music stops. And Randy was confused. And all of a sudden, Jeff Hardy's music plays. And remember, Jeff Hardy had just won the U.S. title last night, so Jeff is back on SmackDown Live. A great upgrade, especially from the last run he had between 2008 and 2009 on SmackDown Live. It was an awesome run for him. His feud with Edge, Matt Hardy, of course, his own brother, and his last feud with CM Punk before he left the company. So I think definitely Jeff is a great asset to have on SmackDown Live. I think it's totally fine to put him on there because now that Matt and Bray are now a team there, it felt like Matt's off doing his own thing. So just don't have Jeff lingering around making it all weird. Put him back over on SmackDown Live, and definitely becoming one of the big stars, single stars on there as well. Maybe get a world title opportunity down the line. Maybe nudge nudge. Just pitch some ideas out there. But anyways, Jeff came out and he got into the ring pretty much stepping right in front of Randy Orton. Now, remember, Randy Orton, though, last week won the triple threat match. He didn't need to wrestle in the match to get his rematch, as he's going to get his rematch for the U.S. title at Backlash. So at first it's going to be him and Jinder, but then Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy beat Jinder last night on Raw for the U.S. title to bring it back to SmackDown. So we're having the rematch for that title on at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which Jeff will probably most likely retain, and then we'll probably get Jeff and Randy at for the U.S. title at Backlash, which I think is a great idea for the card. I think it's gonna be a great mid card match, especially between these two. So Randy seemed a little bit bothered. So I'm not sure if they're going to keep Randy Orton be face on face, or if they're going to maybe turn Randy Orton heel maybe for this feud. So yeah, definitely an interesting reaction from Randy. But we had a match: Jeff Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin. Probably a match that was probably seen back in the late 2000s. At some point, maybe. I thought these two worked together pretty good. I mean, they're definitely a lot older, than they are, but I think they still put on a solid show, pretty much. Jeff eventually wins by pinfall by hitting the twist of fate into the swanton bomb on Benjamin to get the victory on Shelton Benjamin. Lauren's in the live chat. Hi. She said SmackDown Live was great tonight. A+. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was definitely a really good show. I mean, some things could have been like a little bit better than it was, but I thought SmackDown definitely was really good tonight, and it definitely, got me invested more for Backlash. And as I said at the beginning of this review, I really think SmackDown Live is a lot more balanced of a show compared to Raw. As I said at the beginning of this review, which also it's kind of weird. Also, I realized yesterday I wore a blue shirt because I need to wear a nicer shirt yesterday because I had a meeting with a client. And then today, for some reason, I was working from home. For some reason, I wore my red Flash shirt. So for Raw, I wore blue, but for SmackDown, I wore red. Strange combo here. But so far, getting back on topic here, we had Jeff Hardy so far being drafted over the SmackDown Live. Again, a great addition. And I think we're probably going to be getting a match between him and Randy Orton for the U.S. title at Backlash. You'll see that in my Backlash predicted match card, which, again, I will finish after I do this live review tonight. So Jeff Hardy wins. And then we get a handicap promo with The Miz talking about Daniel Bryan tweeting about punching him in the face, and asked Providence if they want to see him get punched in the face tonight. Before he pointed out that he's actually not there. He's in LA with his wife and his daughter. So we got to see Monroe Sky Mizanin for the first time, and it was good to see her. Did you think he was going to come and with all the other superstars? He deserves his own spot. So next week will be his premiere on SmackDown Live, or his return to SmackDown Live. And if Brian ever trolls him on Twitter again, he'll kick his ass. And Maurice scolds him for cursing in front of the baby, and he declares that SmackDown Live will be awesome next week. So The Miz we already knew that The Miz was coming over to SmackDown based off of what we got last night on Raw. So I definitely wondered if The Miz will try to, rack anybody else, or try to form any other type of alliances, since the Miztourage is not going over to SmackDown as well. Let's see here. Let's see what we got from Lauren. Get Robbie Zelina Vega's on SmackDown Live. Yeah, Robbie, we gotta get your Zelina Vega ice cream bars, man. Cass and Nakamura, interesting. We'll definitely talk about that. The Bar, Gallows, Anderson, Miz, Asuka, and Jeff will go to SmackDown Live. That's definitely great moves by there as well. Although it's like the seeing the moves that Raw made, it's like how on earth could they pull off a possible trade for some of the bigger names like that, especially for Asuka. Randy was like, what the fuck? And okay, when Jeff came out, he seemed really stunned. Yeah, but it's definitely going to lead to probably matches between him and Jeff at Backlash. So I'm excited for that. Sandy is on SmackDown Live. I love that. And yeah, Absolution going to SmackDown Live also. So I was very surprised also that neither Sasha or Bayley went to SmackDown. I really thought one of those two were going to go there. But I'm worried now we're just going to get, just pointless tag matches between them on Raw with them in the Riot Squad. Just pretty much just repeating what happened with Absolution again. It's the thing I don't like about it. So yeah, I don't know if Paige is gonna, still, somewhat, use them as her cronies or something like that, or she's not gonna be doing that. So we'll see what happens down the line. But yes, Absolution is coming over to SmackDown Live. She doesn't think Randy is turning anytime soon. It could be he could, or he could just keep this feud just face on face, maybe. Maybe eventually get Samoa Joe involved in there or something now, which we'll talk about him shortly also. And yeah, I was hoping Sasha was going to SmackDown. Yeah, same here. SmackDown is now the A show. Let's hope, as long as Road Dogg writes these guys properly. But yeah, I definitely think SmackDown was the big winner this year. But yeah, we were informed that Absolution was being drafted to SmackDown. Then we had this match. It was Jey Uso versus Luke Harper. They continued to, well, at first, here's the thing. They seldom list it down as says Harper and Rowan, but now they're saying their full names again. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. So is that official? Just like, also, it was announced yesterday that Apollo is now Apollo Crews again. Crews can't lose. Like, what's going on here? Like, why all of a sudden they bring back full names? Can they bring back the Samson for Elias Samson while we're at it? Not to call him just Elias anymore? I'm confused as why they're all of a sudden bringing back these names. WWE, it's like Vince McMahon. It's like, that Harper and Rowan guy, they deserve first names. So put them back there. Or let me see what. Apollo. That sounds like a big airplane. Let's give him Crews back, or whatnot. So, but yeah, it's just definitely weird. Weird right there. But yeah, we had the match. It seemed like they were continuing to keep the Bludgeon Brothers looking dominating, just squashing everybody pretty much. So making that dangerous. Okay, team's going to have to be coming around to finally, defeat them. Maybe they'll have a long runs as champions. I mean, that'd be awesome. I like both Harper and Rowan. So fine by me. But after the match was a little weird because they already beat down Jimmy. They're about to beat off. I mean, they already beat down Jay. They're about to beat up Jimmy. And they literally had him like wrestling against the metal stairs, and they grabbed their hammer. Parents about to just kill him pretty much. But then Jimmy's wife Naomi runs out, begging them off to show some mercy. So I'm like, okay, so she's begging them off. So it was a little awkward, I thought, but I'm like, all right, whatever. So we're getting that match at the greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view coming up next Friday. Let's see here. So glad Joe is on SmackDown. Oh yeah, I was surprised. Who has more people now, Raw, SmackDown, or Raw? Well, Raw still has a little bit more because they're a 3-hour show, sadly. But the depth, big time on SmackDown, went up big time. Truth is back on SmackDown. Hopefully, it'll be utilized. Oh my goodness, we'll talk about Truth shortly. Sheldon is heel better that way. Yeah, Sheldon should be good. Finds a single star. Were there any turns tonight? Nope, none. Actually, none at all. And Asuka finally showed up. Thank goodness. Ty should go back to NXT. Honestly, they should. They're not. If they're gonna really just just treat him like garbage, and just like a joke. So I wouldn't mind seeing. He's much better on NXT as well. I mean, he could go down right for the North American Championship with Adam Cole. Ooh, I just saw him set up a good match right there. Adam Cole versus Ty Dillinger for the NXT North American Championship. Fuck that! I'm such a genius. Raw fucked up this year. SmackDown kicked your ass this shakeup. Pretty much. I mean, what was Raw really going to do? Bring over like the next batch of big superstars and then just the biggest superstar on SmackDown and put all the low card guys over on SmackDown pretty much. But yeah, definitely SmackDown definitely kicked some rear end. But yes, definitely excited about that. But yeah, we had Sin Cara in the ring and Samoa Joe. I don't know why, I thought it could be possible, but I really didn't think they were going to pull the trigger on it and bring over someone like as big of a name as Samoa Joe over the SmackDown. So I'm like, oh, sure, take my money now. Let's do it. Do this. So Joe pretty much just, squashes Sin Cara pretty much. And afterwards gets on the microphone and he says that SmackDown's a land of opportunity. To him, it seems more like a land of handouts because by his mere absence, everyone on this roster has had it easy. SmackDown has been coddled, catered to, and worst of all, everyone here has been convicted that they're better than they are. That all changes now that he's here. He gets all the opportunities. He'll put Daniel Bryan to sleep. He'll be the man to defang the Viper, Randy Orton, which I would like to see that match. And also him and Daniel Bryan also. He'll emasculate and decimate AJ Styles. And furthermore, he promises that whatever left of Roman Reigns after Brock Lesnar beats his ass again, he'll personally shred the remains and put him to pasture for good. And by some miraculous happenstance, Roman is victorious. He'll bring his newly won Intercontinental Championship, which I thought at first Joe botched when he said it, but I forgot. Oh, yeah, that's right. There is a fatal four-way. Excuse me. At the greatest Royal Rumble it's a ladder match between Joe, Rollins, Miz, and Balor. So it's 2 Raw and 2 SmackDown superstars for the Intercontinental title. So at first I thought Joe botched, but nope, he says he wants to win the Intercontinental title, and then he's going to tear the Universal title off of Roman's waist at Backlash. So long shot is probably going to happen, but it would be something if Joe did do that. But then he says, believe that. So we're still getting the match between Roman and Joe at Backlash, which I'm fine with that because, you know, these two have good matches, but can't be keep doing it too often. So then they'll be going their separate ways, and Joe will be, you know, kicking some around on SmackDown as long as he stays healthy, not getting another little nagging injury as well. Then we had Daniel Bryan backstage, and he's interviewed about why he helped AJ Styles, and he said because he respects him. When he was out for the past 3 years, he, you know, had his superstars he wanted to wrestle when he would get back, if he ever would. And AJ was at the top of the list. He wanted to prove himself and everyone else that he hadn't lost a step. Unfortunately, Shinsuke Nakamura ruined that. But in any case, he's proud of the fight alongside AJ because he knows he'll get another chance to fight him later. But then Renee almost confused, looks like scared, like, oh gosh, oh goodness. I'm like, who could possibly be behind him this time? So then Bryan turns around and he's facing right into someone's chest right there. And I'm just like, oh goodness, wait a minute. And sure enough, it was Big Cass, or as my friends like to call him as a joke because of, you know, the photos on Twitter that were shared when he was pointing he was standing in front of, you know, the C on his little Titantron up top. It like said Big Ass. So Big Ass, Big Cass made his return. He's been out since he suffered that knee injury in that Brooklyn Street fight, the Raw after SummerSlam, against his former tag team partner, who's no longer a WWE superstar, Enzo Amore. Big Cass is standing there and just double takes at the height difference and asks if Daniel Bryan is what the fuss is about and calls him a little man. So, yep, great move there. Big Cass is back and he's on SmackDown Live, and I definitely think he could definitely benefit from this move as well. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Adam Cole, baby. Yep. Sasha should have went to SmackDown, honestly, or Alexa, definitely. Homestead was a typo. That's all right. Meant to also put also Alexa. Yes. The club on the same brand. Shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, now since Balor didn't move over, what was the point of having the Balor Club form on Raw? And then just to have them go to SmackDown. So every time, you know, the club forms an alliance with somebody else, they get moved over to a brand. But yeah, definitely with them and AJ on the same brand, one they would consider maybe putting them together again. Maybe we'll see what happens. I mean, they were on fire when they were with AJ in the summer of 2016, but we'll see what happens there. Now we can get dream matches between Jeff and AJ. Yes. Daniel Bryan and AJ. Yes. Joe and Orton. Yes. Becky and Asuka. Yes. Also, Jeff and Orton, even though their match was good 10 years ago, should be better this time. Definitely. What about Backlash now? Orton is still in content of his rematch. Yes, definitely. So he'll face either Jeff or Jinder. Better be Jeff. And Miz win the IC title. Well, I mean, I think if Jeff going to retain if Jeff's going to have the U.S. title on SmackDown, then I guess, you know, we'll still have Seth and Miz face for the Intercontinental title, get his rematch, but most likely the Miz probably will not be regaining the Intercontinental Championship. Cass, so happy he's on SmackDown Live, hoping he'll be a great heel. He was heel when he got injured too. Definitely. Yeah, I felt Cass, you know, had to deliver great promos. He wasn't really given the right material to work with before he got injured. So I think he'll be just fine. He's going to be awesome. You should read the update of why Nikki broke it off with Cena. It's interesting. Yeah, I heard that apparently, you know, well, what I heard was, you know, John started getting like cold feet again because I forgot that their wedding was supposed to be on Cinco de Mayo. I heard something that apparently that John kind of started going back in his own ways where he kind of like he was starting to act more like, you know, he would put himself more. It didn't like he was, you know, drawing interest in marriage again or something like that. But I'll definitely read an article, or if you just send me something more and definitely find it. Finn should have went to SmackDown Live as well, but we still got a better roster than lame ass Raw. Definitely a dream match. Daniel Bryan versus Jeff. Yes. Mel and Cass also in the same brand. Say awkward since they split. Yeah, I mean they still have high respects for each other, but yeah, one of the big reasons why they split, they weren't able to spend much time with each other because they're on separate brands and whatnot. So they just wanted to focus on just their individual careers. But now they're back together. You never know. But okay, getting a little too far there. No Finn because no Orton. Probably Cena will definitely have a place in my heart, but Cena should never propose, to be honest. Yeah, if he never really did have any intentions of really, getting married, he probably should not have done it. Now that WrestleMania memories is, now it's like, I heard rumors that a lot of plans did change for WrestleMania 33 because of that. I think Cena was supposed to face Taker at that WrestleMania. But yeah, a lot changed to be because of that. Man, now just wow. Like I'm still sad that the two of them didn't last. I mean, like it was 6 years for crying out loud. Man. Yeah, Cena and Nikki are definitely still great though. The ending on SmackDown was a bit better than the one on Raw, but I prefer Raw. That's fine, Hassan. Orton versus Finn would have been epic. I mean, they can still have it since they're dual brand pay-per-views. I think Cena proposed to make Nikki happy. Could have been the case. Not sure. Keep stuff coming to live chat, guys. I'm gonna keep the review going here. But anyways, speaking of, again, we're just talking about, relationships and whatnot. Well, let's talk about Carmella again and her celebration as she won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship last week, cashing in, as she called it, Frankie, her Money in the Bank contract on Charlotte after Charlotte was beaten down by the Iconics. So they're called just the Iconics, not the Iconic Duo, apparently some copyright reason or something like that. So they're just the Iconics with 2 eyes, by the way, don't forget. So Carmella comes down and she cut a pretty darn good promo, I could say. The thing about Carmella, she's great with her promos also. And giving her this opportunity to be more in the spotlight, more with the championship is definitely going to make her look golden. And then she says that everybody wants to hop on the bandwagon, but if you didn't support her before she was champ, she doesn't need your support now. She's also the Princess of Staten Island anymore. From now on, you can call her the moonwalking, trash-talking Princess of SmackDown Live. She waited for a perfect opportunity for 287 days before she seized the moment and took her rightful spot at the top of the women's division. She has a good laugh about beating Charlotte, one of the greatest superstars in WWE history, and she did it all on her own. And wow, not just 2 nights earlier, Charlotte beating Asuka, but now Carmella beat Charlotte all by herself, as she claims. We know that's not true. And all she had to do was wait for her to be blinded by her own ego. And Charlotte says, to be the woman, you got to beat the woman and learn to love it because she's now the woman. And that'll go down as the biggest moment in all of women's history. So she wants to keep the celebration going by paying tribute to herself. The video package. So we just showed like a video of, Carmella, where she won the title and just see the stuff here and there, but just all, the good moments. There obviously were some, obstacles here and there. She failed to show James Ellsworth, the Iconic Duo. She left out a few pieces there as, after the video package, she mentioned that she's going to miss Frankie, her briefcase, but in 287 days is nothing compared to how long she will keep the title, and she names it Cleopatra. And she says it before, she'll say it again. Mella is money. And now, but then she got interrupted as Charlotte came out. And she says it seems like her title reign is a lot like her memory, short. Her highlight reel is missing some big pieces of history. The only reason why she had the briefcase is because of, she didn't say the name, but she said that chinless wonder. Of course, she's talking about James Ellsworth. And the only reason why she cast success was because of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. But Charlotte's not mad because her dad was the dirtiest player in the game, and game respects game. So congrats. But just so you know, it's much harder to stay on top than it is to get there. And she has something of hers, eyeing up, of course, the SmackDown Women's title. Of course, as Carmella calls it, Cleopatra. But then out came the Iconics. Billie questions the idea of blaming them for problems and asks Peyton to do her Charlotte's impression. And Peyton Royce starts mocking Charlotte and calling her a baby and whatnot. And Kay asks what she's crying about. Last week she asked for magic and they gave it to her, and disappearing her title was around her waist. That moment will last forever, and it's all because of them. And they claim they're the future. And then Charlotte just takes off her robe and she's looking back and forth at who she should go after first, Carmella or the Iconics. But then she chooses the Iconics, and first she's being double teamed. Carmella's just watching. But then Becky Lynch came out and made the save. So it looked like at first we were going to be getting another tag match, holla holla player. But nope, came back. It was just Billie Kay taking on Charlotte Flair. Match is decent for the most part. I mean, it would have been nice to see Billie Kay maybe trying to pull out a win in their first match back to the Iconic duo, more so meant for their mic skills, not always about winning. So it would have been nice to see maybe Billie look a little bit better in the loss, but the match is still decent for what it was. But after Billie tapped out, Carmella, who was on commentary the whole time, struck Charlotte in the back of the head with her title, or Cleopatra, and then Peyton Royce put boots to Becky Lynch, and then the three of them start beating down on the two of them. So I'm like, okay, somebody's coming out. Like maybe I thought maybe for all I know, maybe they'll bring over both Bayley and Sasha or something like that. Both of them have all four horsewomen on the same brand. Not the case though, as Asuka came out. And Asuka is now on SmackDown Live. Now, of course, Asuka really isn't viewed as big of a threat anymore because she lost to Charlotte. So, again, as I said before, I was fine with Asuka losing at WrestleMania. I picked her to win, but with her, when she lost, I was shocked. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that because, as I said before, I wasn't sure if that she was going to be able to, carry on that whole momentum of her, always winning to next year's WrestleMania, where I felt she should have dropped the title then. But yeah, Asuka's on SmackDown. So I'm thinking to myself, man, how did they acquire Asuka? Well, they got Asuka and Absolution for women's division. But they SmackDown switched over to Raw with the Riot Squad and Natty. How did they get Asuka in return for that? I'm like, all right, but so we have a couple big names now on the SmackDown Live's women's roster. Raw, as I'm just worried is not quite as fresh right now because, well, we got Natty, which, Natty's good. I mean, we got Ember Moon, a fresh baby face for the Raw roster, but we still have just, Sasha and Bayley and just the Riot Squad. Like I felt that the women's division didn't really improve too much, especially Raw's. Raw's just doesn't look too fresh right now, really, in my opinion. SmackDown's, maybe it could be a little bit stacked, but yeah, Raw doesn't really look too fresh right now, in my honest opinion. And of course, Raw actually, I looked over, has more baby faces right now on there. So definitely Sasha or Bayley, one of them needs to turn soon. One of them has to do so. But so yeah, we got Asuka on SmackDown Live also. Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's see here. We got to catch up here. Shinsuke and Cass versus AJ and Bryan. Probably going to add in a tag match maybe the upcoming weeks. Monroe is definitely is so pretty. Monroe's a cute little baby. Bryan should have immediately feuded with Miz, but now he's feuding with Cass, which I heard rumors about Vince pushing. Yeah, I know Vince is high on Big Cass, and I'm cool with the feud with the Bryan and Cass feud. Maybe since it's been a long way of match, maybe say Bryan and Miz for SummerSlam. I'd say maybe we need to do that. Lawrence predicting next week matches for next week's SmackDown. AJ and Daniel versus Shinsuke and Cass. That's highly possible. 6-woman tag match, maybe. Orton versus Sheldon, maybe. And Jeff versus Joe. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Carmella joining Absolution. Sorry, not Absolution, the Iconics. I mean, they're probably going to form some type of stable with them, maybe. Would you like to see Iconics versus Absolution? Well, Iconics are at least, I can take them more seriously than Absolution. I mean, I think Absolution needs to just disband because they're pointless now because Paige is not wrestling anymore. But I don't know what's going to go on now with that. She kind of would. That's fine. Yeah, I'm predicting Carmella versus Charlotte at Backlash. If Bryan is going to feud with Cass, why move Miz to SmackDown? Makes zero sense. I mean, yeah, true, definitely. But like I said, maybe they can just build it up to have a match, SummerSlam or something like that. I understand that, like, it was weird, but it could be a case of, like, Miz doing some more manipulating on Bryan or something like that. So we'll see what happens. But I think a feud with Bryan and Cass, I think, is going to be good. Raw or SmackDown got more heels. What about faces? Well, SmackDown with the Superstars they got tonight, I'm worried that SmackDown may have gotten like too many more heels and maybe like another baby face or two established, especially in the men's singles division. I feel may have to do that. Well, we got Jeff Hardy. I mean, Randy Orton probably could. Randy Orton, I feel at this point in his career, probably work more as a tweener. I feel if you want to go that route. So I mean, I'd say he can work either one at this point and not like haven't fully committed to one. Samoa Joe, is a heel. Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's look at the roster again. Now I have it all written down here. Excuse me. So let me see here. They're going to have face, Almas, Cass, heels. Well, Jericho came back. He's still a babyface technically. Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton. Yeah, like a lot of the bigger names in like if you like split up, like if the bar come over, they split them up. Maybe if they do split up, maybe one of them or the New Day, or if they decide to turn Rusev face or something like that. But yeah, I think SmackDown did get a lot more top heels though, so I feel like somebody might have to get another big baby face or two in there. Well, with Daniel Bryan back, so I say SmackDown's got more heels, face, and Raw probably has some more faces. Paige officially a face now. I'm gonna still just wait just to see her interactions with Absolution first before I consider her a baby face. She thinks Paige is a better GM than Kurt. That's fine. Will Nikki ever return to WWE? I hope soon. Maybe her and Brie will both come back and go to SmackDown. Maybe again. I wouldn't mind seeing a feud with them and Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I feel I'd see that. Miz will feud with Bryan soon. What happens if you win the Greatest Royal Rumble? I heard just a trophy. That's literally all I heard so far. So it's probably going to be nothing really special if you win it all. Maybe leading into SummerSlam song, maybe. Raw is all jobbers, as I said. Raw is more enjoyable to watch the women than the men, honestly. They're more entertaining and more talented. Where will Dean end up? I guess Dean's staying on Raw since Seth didn't move over. I guess we will probably get that feud with Seth and Dean whenever Dean comes back, and Dean most likely turning heel. As a heel for Dean, yes, Cash should be champ soon. Definitely. He could take a shot. If he could like feud with either Hardy or Orton for the U.S. title later on this summer, I'd say also, or he could be a contender for Money in the Bank. I'd say maybe either Cass or Joe right now are my early contenders for Money in the Bank. I'd say this year for the men's. Hopefully U.S. Championship as long as Road Dogg doesn't fuck him up. Yeah, where will Jericho end? I mean, Jericho still is technically considered on SmackDown because he moved over last year when he beat Owens at Payback last year, which is kind of pointless. But Jericho wanted to do that just for like just one last swerve before he left. So I'd say he'll probably be on SmackDown. Bar turning face. Maybe the Bar could turn face, or maybe they'll split up. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm definitely glad to see Cesaro on SmackDown. Also, have him get some opportunities also on there as well. Hopefully, the single star. Cass where will Taker end up? Not sure what they're going to do with Taker. Cass has potential. Vince needs to book him right, definitely. And Jericho face. I mean, he was when he left. I mean, he's been a heel for his run in New Japan so far, the brief matches he's done. So we'll see what happens when he comes back, though. But he was a face at the Raw 25 special. And the club's face. Sanity was working more so as baby faces. Their last run in NXT since the Undisputed Era debuts, but I could see them maybe reverting back to being heels when they come to the main roster. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe them and the Bludgeon Brothers can feud together. That'd be pretty darn good stuff because Eric Young, Killian Dane, and Alexander Wolf are awesome as well. Nikki Cross, though, was not mentioned also. I guess Nikki Cross is staying down on NXT for now. But yeah, I'll keep the review going, keep the questions coming, guys. But yeah, so we had that with Asuka, debuting on SmackDown. Then we had announced that the club were on their way to SmackDown. And then we get also another handicap promo with the Bar. We'll see all their accomplishments on Raw. 4 reigns as tag titles before wondering how they'd fare against SmackDown's tag teams. So they announced that they're on their way to SmackDown also. So man, SmackDown Live. Let's listen to let's compare these real quick. So Raw's roster for the tag team division is just a complete joke now compared to SmackDown. So Raw has the Ascension, which are going nowhere. The Authors of Pain, which booked great. They're awesome in NXT. Beauty and the Man Beast, they're jobbers. Breezango, I mean, they had some momentum going last year, but then they just dragged out and got nowhere. So maybe they'll be a top baby faces. Right now, there's only, just one team is considered a top babyface, and that's the Woken family, as I'm calling them, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Because if you want to count Owens and Zayn also as a tag team, we got them. The Revival, hopefully they'll get some momentum going because they were great on NXT. Titus Worldwide, don't ever really go anywhere with them. And of course, the new team of Ziggler, McIntyre. So there's really no other than Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy. There really isn't any well-established babyface team on the Raw tag team division, and they're all guys, that definitely need some time to, season out and whatnot. Where on SmackDown, let's do what we got here on SmackDown. We have The Bar, the Bludgeon Brothers, the Club, if they get back on track. The Colognes are somehow still around. They're still under contract, so I had to put them down. The New Day, Sanity, Rusev, they want to count them as a tag team, and the Usos. SmackDown is freaking stacked with these tag teams here, people. Look, Raw just looks like trash. Unless if they, take some of these more teams seriously. Maybe Breezango can finally do some the fashion files again and actually have it mean something and lead somewhere. Unlike last year, it didn't. Man, but yeah, the tag team division just look like crap now, pretty much. Pretty much. Let's see here. Has Zelina ever wrestled? Not yet, but she's done several hurricanranas on male superstars during Almas's match in NXT. So I think she definitely should be a wrestler up on the main roster. Thought Sanity, Raw, and AOP, SmackDown, Hassan thought. I thought maybe they might go with that. Also have Sanity feud with the Woken family, but opposite way, but I'm completely fine with that. Nikki will be on the roster next year as Adam Cole, hopefully. Yeah, probably, definitely. Gargano, call up soon, maybe. I don't know if I didn't watch 205 Live yet. Maybe he surprised us on 205 Live or something. I don't know, but maybe soon we'll get here. SmackDown has too many teams, definitely. Our AOP heel, definitely. Bray deserved to go to SmackDown Live. Definitely both a lot better on SmackDown Live. But I'm liking what they're doing with him and Matt. Kurt screwed up. He needed stars, and all he got was jobbers. Wow, WWE. I mean, that should have kind of made Kurt look kind of bad. SmackDown is stacked. Hopefully SmackDown could beat the Raw ratings again last year. They did for one night. Come on, SmackDown fans, let's do this. She doesn't think Zelina Vega is that pretty, but I like her character. That's really fine. And she never liked Almas. I didn't like Almas at first also. I mean, he was kind of flat when he came in, but he's really taken off and gone to a different level ever since him and Vega and Zelina Vega teamed up. Like I thought first maybe he'd be like a decent, mid-card wrestler, if anything, up on the main roster. I just want him to be, I just don't want him to be another Del Rio. That's the thing. I don't want him to end up that, but that NXT Championship run he had, and ever since him and Zelina Vega teamed up, he's definitely proven to me that he can be a main eventer. So I definitely look forward to definitely seeing what he does on the main roster. AOP is like the shield with their vests. Someway, you got a point there. Let me keep rolling here with the review. Keep the comments coming. But then we had the Bar backstage walking around. Big E riding piggyback on some poor soul randomly, just talking about how the Bar's coming to SmackDown. And they all of a sudden, they're pretty much saying, here comes the Immortal One. Like, Raven, I can't believe who they're seeing. So I'm like, when I say Immortal One, I'm thinking, are you being surprised with Hulk Hogan? And sure enough, it's R-Truth. I don't think we've seen R-Truth ever since him and Goldust split up and had their little feud, which the promos that Goldust had and even R-Truth had were good. But the matches were dull. So I'm like, okay, R-Truth is here. Is he just filling up another jobber squad? I mean, besides, his heel run, which wasn't bad in 2011, again, I keep saying I've never been a fan of R-Truth. And then Ty Dillinger comes around the corner. And at first things seem tense, but then he and Truth just have a secret handshake, and Truth says he's happy. They're all together on Monday Night Raw, and Xavier puts out that's Tuesday, and that it's on SmackDown. He says, oh, my bad. I'll see you all tomorrow. And then Dillinger asks if he's going to be okay, and New Day says, I don't think so. So it looks like we're going to start using that gimmick with R-Truth, just, forgetting things and mistaking things for something else again, which I found that annoying, honestly, when I did that. So I'm like, not this again. But yeah, that's one of the only moves besides that and Absolution. I was just like, ugh. But everything else for SmackDown was awesome. And then, of course, they recapped everything for the Shakeup tonight. And then, of course, telling us that Sanity's on their way up soon also. And then again, another handicap promo is the last people to be announced were Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega, which Zelina's hair was a mess, though. Vega has a promo about how they're going to take over, and then Almas just, speaks in Spanish. So I definitely look forward to seeing them come up to the main roster as well. I don't know if Almas will get a rematch for his NXT championship or whatnot at TakeOver Chicago too. So we'll see what happens definitely with the NXT tomorrow night as well. And then we had our main event, which I'll finish up for. I go back to the live chat. We have our main event: AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan taking on Rusev Day. Aiden English and Rusev match wasn't bad for what it was. Daniel Bryan winning and getting the hot tag in pretty much. He got in, got some offense in there. But then all of a sudden, though, towards the end of the match, just watching, all of a sudden, the man is supposed to be on vacation anywhere except for Providence. Here comes Shinsuke Nakamura, as I'm calling him, a.k.a. the king of low blows, comes out of nowhere and hits another low blow on AJ Styles. So Bryan turns around and but the referee didn't see that AJ Styles was low blowed. Then Bryan turned around and there was Big Cass gave him a big boot. So it seemed like that, Nakamura and Cass were kind of, some type of double team or something like that, teaming up on the two of them or something like that. So which is interesting. Shinsuke's interviewed on the ramp. And I'm asked again, why are you doing this? And once again, he claims, I don't speak English. And then he just walks away. So we end with just Cass standing in the ring with his arm up high as always. So we're probably beginning, I guess we'll begin AJ and Shinsuke again at Backlash. And Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. Definitely, I'm glad we're going to be getting a couple, non-title matches as well, because I don't want these co-brand pay-per-views to be just all about just the titles, and just make them feel like the B shows are the same level as the A pay-per-views also. So that's how we went up the air. So I'm like, all right, cool with me, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for SmackDown Live. So before I go back to the live chat and everything, let me just go over who all SmackDown got in the Superstar Shakeup, including the debuts we got last week also. So of course we got Paige becoming SmackDown Live general manager, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, The Miz, Jeff Hardy, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville of Absolution, Samoa Joe, Big Cass, Sanity, Asuka, The Club, The Bar, R-Truth, Andrade Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega. Man, we got a lot. Man, this was the SmackDown Live. Again, as I said, last year SmackDown Live got superstars that definitely were just getting lost in the shuffle on Raw and deserved better. So when they came over, I'm like, oh, I know Ryan Ward's Ryan will benefit big time. Didn't really happen for the most part. But now with the depth kind of a little more even on both brands, I think SmackDown Live at least has a chance to get better, because it's with guys also who know who their characters are. They can definitely override a bunch of road dogs crap, and also no Jinder Mahal on SmackDown anymore. So finally get that cancer out of the way. I am happy about that as well. Live chat. Let's see what we got here. Let me see your SmackDown stat. Hopefully SmackDown. I already did that. Zelina and Almas a couple. Now they're just business partners pretty much right now, unless they do that. Shrew still got that crazy character enough that end in 2013. Come on, WWE, get creative. I mean, if they make him entertaining, I'll go for it. Who do you think will also get drafted as SmackDown? There are some they don't show on TV. Yeah, let me just double check, because there were some that weren't being shown on TV that got that didn't get shown last night, like Ryder, Mojo, Mike Kanellis, and all of them. They weren't shown as well. We'll see if the WWE app has any updates on them. Nope, nothing new really. So I mean, I don't know if there's really gonna be anybody else gonna be drafted. I think for the most part, I think the rosters are set, and I think for the most part they're pretty good. where is Goldust? Barely being shown again. Probably not going to see much at all. Lawrence has a lot of hashtags going here. Hashtag don't fuck up this roster on SmackDown Live. Yes. Hashtag Road Dogg, please write good stories. Yes. Hashtag fire Road Dogg. Yes. Hashtag fire. I mean, not fire us. Well, hire Mike, Robbie, Hassan, T and Couponer, Donna and Lauren. Hashtag we make WWE epic for both brands. Hashtag get lit. Hashtag make it happen. Hashtag desperate. Hashtag change PG to TV 14. Yes, definitely. Good hashtags there, Lauren. You're awesome. Short review, but awesome. Thank you. SmackDown got more than Raw. At least for Tuesdays, we won't have to deal with gender anymore. Sweet dreams. Follow me on Twitter at Lauren M. Hunt. I keep trying to find you on Twitter, Lauren, but I can't find you at all. I keep finding all these Twitter accounts that I think are yours, but I'm not sure, so I just follow them all for hell of it. I'll post my thoughts on this shakeup tomorrow. Off for 2 days. Going to a Kenny Chesney concert on the 21st. So excited. Love you. Sweet dreams. See you in the next video. Love. No speak English to make fun of me. Of course, well, before, again, Sweet Dreams Bay. Well, before you go off, also, Lauren, just let me get my plugs in also real quick. Also, as always, please make sure, support this channel as always. Like this video, subscribe for more content to come to the channel as well. And also, just a big announcement also to make sure everybody's up to date again on what's going on. So the rest of this week is going to be normal schedule for me pretty much. Tomorrow I'll be doing a 205 Live NXT review. Not sure if I'll be able to do a special live stream this week because I'm kind of busy at the end of this week. I'll have my Backlash printed card coming out tonight. But just remember, the next week's schedule is going to be a little bit goofy because Monday I'll still be reviewing Raw, but I got to review it right afterwards because I got to get to bed straight away because I got to be up like 5 o'clock next morning. Because Tuesday I'm catching a plane. I'm going out of town for a week, going out west to visit my sister. So I will try to stay up to date with SmackDown and 205 Live NXT and even Raw from the following week because I will not be coming back home until the following Tuesday. I'll be flying home then. So again, just stay patient with me, guys. Just know that I'm going to stay up to date as I can. But if somehow I don't get to review, I will get to it as soon as possible. So again, yeah, I'll be on vacation most next week into the following week, but I will stay up to date on everything as much as possible. But yeah, again, please make sure to subscribe to my channel again. Click the like button on the video. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirboy93 as well. And then it's definitely post your thoughts also on the Superstar Shakeup as well. And actually, wait, that's right, we forgot to get the Twitter polls going here. Oh, read these polls. Okay, so first off, for my 4 votes of what grade would you give SmackDown Live this week, we had 4 votes. 50% said A, 50% said B. Notice anybody less, so people enjoyed SmackDown Live this week. What show did you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live? 12 votes, 42% said Raw, 58% said SmackDown Live. Definitely agree with that. And which brand was the big winners of this year for the Superstar Shakeup, Raw or SmackDown Live? 16 votes, 31% said 31% said Raw, 69% said SmackDown Live. I definitely agree. SmackDown, was a big winners this year for the Superstar Shakeup, and yeah, so definitely a lot of interesting moments there. So I definitely think Superstar Shakeup definitely even out the brands more again instead of just getting superstars that could use the other opportunities. Got ones that are well established. Are just looking for fresh opponents as well. So definitely enjoyed that. So again, guys, I'll be finishing my Backlash card right as soon as I sign off here, and then I will post that sometime tonight. And then tomorrow I'll review 205 Live in the morning and NXT tomorrow night. Again, just be patient with me next week again as I go out of town, and I will be back though the following Tuesday, May 1st as well. So I will keep as up to date on the live streams as I can as well. So guys, Hassan, Lauren, anybody else join me in the live chat? Thank you again for tuning in to me. As always, so I'm checking out, guys. Until tomorrow, I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.